Why do NBA stars rest before playoffs? As playoffs are approaching, we're going to go over the big reasons why some of these NBA players rest before heading into the playoffs. My name is Dr. Marco Lopez, doctor of physical therapy and certified strength and conditioning specialist, and co-founder of the Basketball Doctors. As playoffs are upon us, you're going to start seeing some NBA stars resting. And when they rest, there's a couple main reasons why they're doing it. And the main reasons are, we're going to break it up into three. One are load management / tapering. Two, injuries. And three, more that mental aspect. So let's jump into it. So the first one, load management / tapering. So load management is a big term. Everyone's talking about it all the time, especially with Kawhi Leonard. But we're going to break it down as these NBA stars are getting into the playoffs. So normally what you'll see is a couple guys sit out a couple games. Not a lot, but just maybe 1, 2, or 3. And they do that 1 week, maybe 2 weeks max before the playoffs. And the reason why they do this is because they've played so many games before, they've had this load there. And what they're going to do these next 2 weeks or the week is they're still going to go through shoot-arounds. They're still going to practice. The only thing that they're going to be missing is that game load there. And that's okay because of that prolonged period of them playing. So it's okay for them to miss 1 or 2 games because their body will be fresh. The big thing is, a big misconception is people think when they rest, they're not practicing for the whole week. They're not lifting weights. They're still doing all that stuff, except they're just not playing. And that's going to allow us to have still the stimulus. So when we talk about load management, what we don't want is, let's say this is kind of like the load that you're having. This is the bottom of the graph. So when you completely stop playing, your load goes completely down. When you go into the playoffs, you have this huge spike up. You need to be playing all 4 quarters. Then you're going to rank up the amount of minutes that you're playing. So before the playoffs, the players are going to be doing all the stuff that they normally would do, but just not play. So that volume just dips a little bit. So that way, when they go back up, it's not a huge drop off, because when there's a huge drop off and then a huge ramp up, that increases our risk for tendonitis injuries and other kind of injuries. So you'll see these players just slightly tapering. Kind of best example is a lot of people are running nowadays. So before their big marathon, you'll see them the week before still run, but not run as much. And when they don't run as much, they still have that load. So they'll be ready for that big event, which is their marathon. Same thing with the NBA players. Hopefully they're gonna, play longer in the playoffs, so they have to withstand that volume for another 2 months if they make it to the championship. Number 2 are injuries. So at this point, majority of NBA players are gonna be facing some kind of nagging injuries, and this is a good time, if they're in a good position and standing, to allow these players to recover and do their rehab and get ready for the playoffs. And during this time, they're still getting some load, so it's not necessarily load management, because load management is more like, hey, just managing their load. This one, they're really taking the time to really rehab so they could be 100%. So for those athletes like Nikola Jokic, for example, that's been dealing with a nagging ankle injury, could see him be focusing more on his ankle rehab as opposed to playing towards the end of the stretch. Or other these nagging injuries that people have, nagging knee issues like Jason Tatum. These issues can be helped out with some more focus on rehab and less playing before they ramp up their playing. So that's a big aspect that people don't talk about, is really recovering from the injuries they've been having and dealing with. That way they could be in the best position possible for the playoffs. The last one is the mental aspect. It's been a grueling season and they're about to get to the most important stretch. So this is a good time where people take some time off just to, with this load management or while they're recovering from their injuries, just to get the mental aspect of it, really start fresh, recovered, because it's very taxing not only in our body, through our nervous system. So just a couple days of rest will do huge amounts, especially for those players that have been playing throughout the entire season. And you'll see it a lot, and that way they'll be fresh, mentally ready, because you want to be at your sharpest when you're coming into the playoffs. So to give you guys a quick summary of why the load management or resting helps for NBA players is, one, that tapering process, or that load management like we mentioned. You want to lower the load for these players before they have these huge amount of load playing, where they're increasing their time. They're going to be playing all 4 quarters, and you want to give them the opportunity, especially for the seasoned vets, to just rest up. Number 2, the injuries. A lot of people are dealing with some nagging injuries, so this is a good way to manage and treat them right before the playoffs start getting into it. And the last one is just more the mental aspect, just have them stay fresh and be focused getting into the playoffs. So if you guys have any questions regarding load management or injury rehab, or if you guys want to cover more NBA topics, comment below the NBA topic you guys want us to cover. If you like this video, share and subscribe. And we are the Basketball Doctors. Let's ball for life.